My name is Kelly Ayat, quarterback at the University of Mount Tampa. In the off-season, it's important to do everything you can to prepare for the season. In high school, that means funding your program. In my experience, Vertical Raise is the ultimate online fundraiser platform. Now broaden your reach of your fundraiser and bring in more money than other platforms. And there are no sneaky or hidden fees like other companies. If you're trying to raise money for your program, reach out to Vertical Raise today.
Cash One Pawn, Missoula's #1 pawn shop.
You want money? We got money. You need money? We got money. We're cash.
Do yourself a favor and make Cash One Pawn part of your online shopping habits. Cash One Pawn has an awesome online inventory, everything from firearms to power tools to speaker equipment to jewelry. Visit Cash One Pawn today.
Cash One Pawn.
8720 Roller Coaster Road, CashOnePawn.com.
We're going to start with you. Obviously a big game coming up this weekend. Two teams tied in the league standings. Two teams that have changed a lot since the last meeting as well. So kind of your opening thoughts on this week's matchup.
Always a fun game. The environment is always what we look forward to the most. But at the same time, we always try to treat this game like we would any other game in terms of our preparation and how we approach the day. I think anytime you make one game more important than others, either there's letdown before and after, or you do something different and you're not yourself in the moment. So trying to find a way to stay in routine and continue to improve at the same time. So right now I think the team is in a great place mentally and anxious for the opportunity.
Open it up to questions for coach and players.
Coach, just with where both these teams are at in the standings, you guys have the exact same record in conference and overall. So does that impact the way you think about this game? Because you guys have been good in big games so far this year in league play.
No, I mean we all pay attention to it, notice it. We know it's an opportunity. Right now, you're paying for the extra bye, and if you can control an opportunity to be in Boise and not have to win 3 days in a row. It could be huge for us. So right now we're trying to own that spot. But at the end of the day, it's still one game and it's one day at a time. You wait till week 2, or I should say the second to the last week of conference, and then the last week of conference to really determine where you're going to be sitting. But it all matters.
Te'Jon, same question for you. I mean, you guys have been great in big games. A couple weeks ago when you guys went to Portland and won. So how does that influence just the way you think about this game and just the mentality you take into it?
It's just building for us, keep trying to play the same way we do, when we play against, the better competition as we do when we play against lower competition. And it's just, keep building as a team, keep finding ways how we, can keep, winning every game, and our key is really just sharing the ball, and not turning it over, and I think, we can beat every team in the conference, and it's just staying, in a winning path. We got to win out the rest of these games, like Coach said, to place those top seeding so we can get a bye and just, make it easier on ourselves. So I think that's important.
Coach, a lot of coaches around the league talk about how Montana State's a little bit different to prepare for than everybody else. What makes them different?
Just the style of play. They switch a lot, which could get you stagnant if you're not good playing one-on-one. And then offensively, they play a lot of one-on-one. And so it's not as much set, it's more flow. And if they get you standing around and passive on the offensive side of the ball, usually that affects you defensively as well.
Yo, Sarah, what up, E?
What's going on? Man, those are some nice medals.
Yeah, man, these are hard to come by.
Yeah, well, I've got 2 of them.
Well, that's nothing like going to March Madness, though.
We did go to a national championship.
Okay, guys, whatever. Let's just get on the Montana party bus and head over to Press Box for lunch.
Yeah.
Nuanez Now and Skyline Sports, covering Montana athletics and the Big Sky Conference better than anybody. Montana Party Bus and the Press Box are also proud supporters of Montana athletes.
Hey, cheers to you guys, man. Cheers to Montana. Cheers to chasing more championships.
Jewelry Design Center. We want to be your jeweler for life.
Thinking about selling your home in Missoula? Here's the truth. Buyers are still out there, but they're being picky. That means how you market your home matters more than ever. I'm Ty Hobbs with Hobbs Homes at Keller Williams, and my job is to make sure your listing stands out. From strategic pricing to professional marketing, stunning photography, and targeted advertising, I'll position your home to attract the right buyers and get you the best price possible. In today's market, it's not just about putting a sign in the yard, it's about telling your home story, creating urgency, and negotiating every dollar in your favor. If you've been on the fence about selling, now's the time to talk strategy. Let's see what your home could sell for and how we can make it happen.
Times this year we've seen the team maybe come out slow and then come into the second half kind of dominate on both ends. I'm curious, what goes into your locker room speech, what the locker room looks like, and the adjustments that play.
I wish I could take credit for the last game. I think that might have been the quickest halftime we've had against Idaho. There wasn't a lot to be said. Just take care of the ball. There were a couple of things we showed them offensively that were available that we weren't taking advantage of. We were defending at the time well enough to win. So it's game by game. But at the end of the day, the stat sheet doesn't lie. You find the areas you're struggling in. You find the areas that you're having some success. Now we've got some film available to show. Then we go and play basketball. So the reality is take care of the ball, get good shots, and force your opponent into bad shots. And if you can find ways to do that, you win most games.
Cats were able to come back on you guys a couple weeks ago in Bozeman. Just what do you remember about that? And does anything about that run kind of go into preparation this week?
No, I remember us coming back on them and then falling short, right? And for us, it's a common theme. It's a 1-point game. We have the ball, opportunity to take a lead. It's a 3-point game. We have the ball, opportunity to come within one or tie, and we don't get shots. And then there's moments where we can get a stop, and we gave up uncontested shots. And so, where are we in terms of our maturity as a basketball team? What are we trying to get on the offensive side of the ball? What are we trying to take away on the defensive side? And our level of concentration is important. So, I felt we beat ourselves a little bit in that game. Now, they made plays. They had guys, jump up and make shots. They had guys defend. They did some things that they executed on the defensive side. They kind of make it hard on us. They did all the things they needed to do to win. We didn't, and we just got to show some growth.
Grant, you were coming off the bench last time they were in Bozeman, but you got a lot of minutes that game. You kind of worked your way back into the starting lineup, I should say, since then. So what's been going right for you? How's the growth been since kind of working your way in the lineup and all that stuff?
I think it's just been trying to focus on what the team needs, whatever it is that night, whether it's guarding their guy or moving the ball or scoring. It just kind of depends every single night, and just trying to focus on what the coaches ask me and what the team needs. I think that's the biggest thing.
And that was your first Cat-Griz game. That was your first rivalry game. Did you notice anything different, going into it? Does it feel different when you're on the floor?
It's a big environment, pretty cool environment, a lot of emotions, but it's just another basketball game at the end of the day.
Coach, we're looking at MSU, the personnel changes. Obviously a couple of injuries have hit their team. Just what's the preparation like when a guy like Davian Brown on a big game against you guys isn't playing now, and just maybe adjusting to some new guys who are getting bigger minutes than they did when they played you?
Nothing changes. They still play the same style of basketball. Personnel might be a little different in terms of the conversation of who's on the floor when. There's moments of the games when he wouldn't have been on the floor, right, for at least 10 minutes a game. So really for us, it's look, they've got a style of play that they play to, and it's up to us to find ways to be successful against it on both sides of the ball. Then we just know personnel in terms of who's on the floor. We never really pay attention to who's not playing.
Te'Jon, when you look at about a month passing between meetings between these teams where we felt like this team's grown, maybe some of the changes, what's maybe stood out in that month time since you last saw the Cats to this Saturday?
I think for us, just being more positive with each other, it's gonna be a big game and the emotion's gonna be high. Just sticking through it, knowing that your brother got your back, and just to keep playing, because our defense is what really gets us going, and our defense leads to our offense, our success in that. So I think just always sticking by. We had a player meeting, after we had 2 pretty bad losses. We figured out when we lose, it's really on ourselves. So how can we stay together and win the game? So just staying together, and because no one in the league can beat us when we're fully together, we're sharing it, and we're Grizzly basketball.
And Grant, you mentioned obviously this is another game. It's kind of the stretch run now though before Boise, with the last remaining games. I know for you guys it's game by game, one game at a time, but how do you guys try to kind of dial and start playing some of your best basketball as you're getting ready for March here?
The goal is just to keep getting better the whole season. So I think that's the biggest thing, is just improving every day in practice, improving every game, and then getting where we want to be at the end of the year. I think that's the biggest thing, is just taking it, like you said, day by day, game by game, and just focusing on improving.
Anybody else? Cool. Thanks, guys.